Forget last year. It's gone. Ancient history. It's time to forget about failure and how you came up short, how you missed the mark. Yeah, it's time to forget about the man you should have marked, the run you should have made. Remember that shot you should have taken? Time to let it all go. Forget about it. It's time to go to work. It's time.
This broadcast of the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships is brought to you by AE Engine Media Marketing, AmericanEagle.com, Bag Tags, Bubba Burger, Cliff Kids, Dick's Sporting Goods, Expanda Brand, Fusionetics, Major League Soccer, Nestle Nesquik, Nike, Positive Coaching Alliance, Premier International Tours, Soccer Shots, Sun-Made Raisins, Target, Turbo Sports Group, United Soccer Coaches, Wilson Trophy Company, and Yokohama. Well, the moon's making its last appearance as night turns into morning here in Frisco, Texas. And what a perfect morning for soccer it is as we bring you the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships U16 final between NCFC Elite and Arlington Soccer Academy. I'm your host, Mark Serban. It's a pleasure to be with you for this one as NCFC Elite come in as winners of Group A, going 3-0 with 8 goals for and 5 goals against, and then won their semifinal match 1-0 against Washington Premier with a goal from John Alexander in the 37th minute. Well, for Arlington Soccer Academy, they went 1-2 in Group A, good enough to finish second in the group, and went through to the semifinal where they beat Solar 2-1 on a double from their center back, Garrett Ross. So we are all set for this under-16 final between NCFC and Arlington Soccer Academy. We're going to step aside, listen to the playing of our national anthem, and we'll be back with you here on the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships YouTube page. So getting set for kickoff in this 16 and under final, NCFC Elite will be in all white with red numbers. Arlington Soccer Academy are in all blue with red numbers as well. It's a good look for your refereeing crew for this morning. Alyssa Pennington is the woman in the middle out of Mississippi. Joe Franks is out of Eastern Pennsylvania. He's the assistant referee over on the benches. Omar Tinoco out of Missouri will be the assistant referee number 2 here on this near side from our camera angles. And the man in between the benches is Adrian Gonzalez out of Cal South. And NCFC coming out onto the field. Both teams lining up for this one in a 4-3-3 formation, as NCFC has scored 9 goals in these 4 games, giving up just 5 in the process. Started their tournament with a 3-2 win against Midwest United, then had another 3-2 win against St. Louis Scott Gallagher before finishing off with a 2-1 victory on the final match day against this Arlington Soccer Academy side. Well, Arlington comes in on the back of a 1-0 loss against St. Louis Scott Gallagher, followed that up with a 3-1 victory over Midwest United, and then lost to NCFC Elite 2-1. So it's a rematch of the final match day here. There's a good look at the goalkeeper for NCFC, Samuel Velosifus. And at the other end, it's Gabriel Barros, who will keep goal for Arlington. So we're all set. It will be NCFC to get us underway. They will be attacking to your left, while Arlington will be attacking to your right. And the Under-16 National Championship is underway from Field 4 in Frisco, Texas, at the beautiful Toyota Soccer Center. And it's NCFC looking to attack right away, but it's won back by Arlington. These teams played on the final match day in Group A. It was a 2-1 win for NCFC. And on that day, Alexander opened the scoring in the 8th minute. Burbage hit back for Arlington, but then Faison found the game winner in the 56th. As it'll be a throw-in for Arlington on the far side. And this one will be taken by Bachman. It'll go back to Barros. He'll leave it off. And it's Arlington looking to build out of the back. 2-1 semifinal winners yesterday over Solar of Texas. This is Faison, who was the hero on match day 3 against Arlington. This one looking for Quadros to chase. And Siniger doing the defending. Arlington trying to work their way out of the back through BJ. Now forward. And swept away from Chavez Mendoza. And this will roll out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Madrid. And quickly get it off to his keeper, Samuel Velopoulos. This one over the head of Cudi Pietro, but he's able to get there. BJ into the center. And one back by Chavez Mendoza. So NCFC looking to fashion their first attack of this game as it comes out to Faustino Chavez Mendoza. He's dispossessed, and Chavez Mendoza holding his shoulder. Slow to get up, but he's making his way. And a free kick is whistled against Faison. And Chavez Mendoza is okay. That's a wonderful free kick from Ted Cudi Pietro as he gets it out to the far side. Now Arlington looking to build out of the back. Near side, Morobel. Cudi Pietro. Gets it out wide for BJ. Morobel on the overlap. Back to Cudi Pietro. That's Cudi Pietro again. Intercepted by Faison. Oh, and that's a lovely ball played forward. It's looking for the run of Siniger. Siniger looking to play it across, but it's cut out. This is Quadros. And the return ball to Quadros was cut off. But it will be a throw-in for Arlington. Scooped over the top. DiPietro gets it forward. Quadros out wide. Slid into the top of the box. Was looking for BJ, had it poked away from him. And now it's NCFC to go the other way. 4th minute of this national championship match. NCFC's move peters out at the feet of the center back. They're able to keep possession in midfield, but it's wrestled back. And this is Quadros. He's looking inside. That's a good challenge for Arlington. Is Goodwin able to get it forward? That's a good turn and a good ball in, but there were no takers in a blue jersey. Cleared only as far as Quadros, and his shot is charged down. It's good defending from Josh Bradiger. As DiPietro works his way into the box, was unable to slither past the last defender, and NCFC get it clear. Back the other way come Arlington. The Virginia side have had the majority of possession inside these first 5 minutes, but NCFC doing a good job to keep their shape. As it's won back by Chavez Mendoza. Looking forward for Siniger. And Siniger showed just a bit too much of it to the defender. And Ross will get it back to his keeper. Barros back for Ross. It's the hero of the semifinal against Solar, Ross, with both goals. As they came back from a goal down to win with less than half an hour to go. Ross scoring 2 goals 7 minutes apart as they won in the final minute of the game to advance this national championship match. But they're on their heels here. Siniger turns back and he's stuffed by DiPietro, who's been all over the field in the early going as one of the holding midfielders for this Arlington side. He goes to ground, no foul says the referee, but DiPietro wins it back. And now forward for BJ. He gets it inside and played through, looking for the run of Miranda. But instead it's Goodwin. Quadros. It's good build-up play down the far side, but it's swept clear, and Siniger's all alone. Doing a good job to battle Siniger, but this one will come across from Morabel. This time looking to go over the top, but stepping in to clear it is Madrid. Chavez Mendoza steps inside of Morabel. Gets it out wide for Alexander. This is John Alexander into the box, plays it into a dangerous area, and the cross is cut out, but it's at the expense of the first corner kick of the game for North Carolina. And so Josh Bradiger will come over to take as this is a good build-up. Alexander with a nice little drop of the hips to create that space for himself, and well-positioned was the defender to block that cross, but it is a corner kick for North Carolina FC Elite. First corner kick of the game coming in the 8th minute. And the referee not happy with the placement of the ball as it needs to be inside the arc. Now Bradiger has it in a good position. Well, he's also not happy with the air that's in the ball, so we're going to get a new ball here in the 8th minute. So this should be an in-swinger from Bradiger from the near side. This one curling in, doesn't beat the defender at the near post. And BJ flying onto it. This is BJ to lead the counterattack for Arlington. It's 2-on-2, and it was a heavy touch from BJ, and it swept clear and right off of someone's car. Well, that's why I never park in the first row, just behind a soccer field. BJ, able to get it back from Morabel. Inside for Cudi Pietro. Lovely first touch, back to Morabel. Inside for Goodwin. He's being hassled by Chavez Mendoza, and he'll sweep it to the far side. And looking for the run, but that's cut out. As Quadros gets to it. It's Mateo Quadros. Di Pietro. And he's dispossessed. Forward for Siniger. A good job to head that one away from Ross. Oh, space to pick out a pass. BJ streaming up this near side. Instead it goes over to the far. Back in the center for Cudi Pietro. And well stepped in by Madrid. Siniger. There'll be a throw-in for Arlington on the far side in the 10th minute. 40-minute halves played at the 16 and under level. And so it'll be a throw-in for Osman Quadros' side. A chance to set the table with the early cross. Instead it comes inside for Goodwin. Goodwin unable to get it across to Morabel. Chavez Mendoza gets it off. The BJ wins it after the strong challenge in the center circle. Morabel. And that's just a little too far for Goodwin coming off the boot of Garrett Ross. A good idea though. And Goodwin gave him a thumbs up for the effort. So the goal kick quickly taken as NCFC will look to build out of the back in the 11th minute of this scoreless national championship. Lovely move by Chavez Mendoza to let it run. Looking for the ball through to Siniger, but off his line to make the save is Barros. As it was actually Alexander who was making the run through. That's a good job by Siniger to vacate that space for Alexander to make the delayed run through. Almost got on the end of it. But it's Cudi Pietro to bring it out of the back for Arlington. Bradiger. Forward for Alexander. He'll get it out wide. This is a good move into the box, but it's swept clear by Garrett Ross. Quadros. Cudi Pietro looking for BJ. And that's well defended by Edge. Or Cabot, rather. Faison. And this is Edge. Burkhardt on the far side. And headed away by Pine. Only as far as Alexander, who lays it off out wide. And Duran trying to work his way in, but this one cleared into touch, and it'll be a throw-in for NCFC, and we're going to have the game's first substitution in the 12th minute. Correction, 13th. So it's Miranda who checks out. And Miranda to be replaced by Kyle Burbage. So Burbage gets first entrance off the bench. What can he do to change the complexion of this match? And this one looking right away for Burbage. Unable to track it down. And it will be a throw-in for NCFC on the far side. Oh, it's a lovely challenge. But winning it back is Pietro. Inside for Goodwin. Rolls it into the feet of BJ. He gets it inside for Goodwin. Goodwin trying to slip it through, and just a bit too much on it, looking for the run of Burbage. But a good idea from Goodwin, trying to create at the top of the box, and it will roll out for a goal kick for Velopolis. So the ideas are there. It's so hard to measure a pass at the top of the box like that. And it's NCFC to bring it out of the back. Pass forward for the run of Duran on the far side, who wins the throw-in. This throw-in will be taken by Jackson Burkhart. Faison. Cabot. And Connor Cabot gets it back from Faison. Looking to go over the top, but Morobell's there. That's a nice little step inside of Chavez Mendoza from Pietro. And he's looking for the run of BJ, but Cabot cuts it out. And a good effort to try and save it from going into touch. But it will be a throw-in for Arlington. Morobell, who wants some movement off the ball. That's a nice check-in. Morobell gets it back and plays it behind Goodwin. Burkhart's pass is intercepted. Looking for the overlapping run. It's a good job by Buckman to get forward on the far side. It'll be another throw-in for Arlington. So we're in the 16th minute of this 16 and under national championship match. NCFC and Arlington tied at 0. It's a long run to retrieve that ball on the far side, but we have it, and we'll get it back in play. As course dispossessed. Pietro wins it back. He's doing such a good job to mop up in front of the back four for Arlington. Pietro has also been excellent at starting the attacks in that number 6 holding midfield role. But this will be a throw-in for NCFC in the 17th minute. Letting this roll out of bounds is Pine. So it'll be a throw-in for the center back. Quadros shrugs off a challenge. He's looking to slide it through. And NCFC got an important touch, otherwise BJ would have been off inside. Instead has to come out wide with it. Burbage has his pocket picked. And it's NCFC to go the other way. One back by Morobell. Quadros to try his luck from distance, but drags his shot wide. And it remains 0-0 in the 18th minute. Well, it's a good interception. And Goodwin has been solid, looking to create in and around the box in that number 10 position. He's also done really well to interchange position with Mateo Quadros. Madrid to bring it forward for NCFC. Flights it up top. Bought down by Bradiger. And plays it back, and it's a long way for Edge to chase, and he'll guide it back to Velopolis. Quadros was trying to touch it out wide. Instead, it'll be a throw-in on the far side for Jackson Burkhart.
Yeah, good.
Burkhart with the header. Quadros with the second header. Chavez Mendoza overtakes. And intercepted. This is BJ. Is being watched by Cabot. Morabel steps inside of him. We'll leave it off for Cudi Pietro. Intercepted by Bradiger. Plays it outside, but Burkhart wasn't making the run, and it'll be a throw for Arlington. Now stoppage in play as the referee checks on Josh Burkhart. It's good to see that Burkhart's all right. Or Bradiger, rather. Goodwin. Cudi Pietro. Ross. Morabel. And a nice little dummy to elude Chavez Mendoza. Goodwin. BJ. Gets it inside for Quadros. Quadros takes the channel. Looking for the half yard of space to slide it inside. This is Goodwin, and his shot was blocked by Edge. Another shot blocked. And Cudi Pietro gets there first. A lovely bit of skill from Cudi Pietro. On the top of the box. Quadros lets this run. BJ. And he's unable to get by Connor Cabot, and it will go out for a goal kick. Good defending by the number 31 for NCFC as we're at the midway point of this first half. This is a great ball played for BJ. And looking to take him on, only had one thought in his mind. And textbook one-on-one defending from Cabot, waiting for him to show just a bit too much of the ball before sticking his foot in. Always have to get those challenges right in the box, and Cabot certainly did. BJ in another battle with Connor Cabot, and Cabot wins the free kick. Faison wanted to play quickly, but there's going to be a sub for NCFC, and it's Chavez Mendoza's number who's up.
Good work, Devin. Keep it up. Good work, Faustino.
So it's Faustino Chavez Mendoza who's going to leave us in the 22nd minute. And he will be replaced by Miguel Estrello. And so Estrello is on. And this free kick will be taken by Angelo Madrid. So there's a look at the foul. And Madrid hammers it forward. Lifted out by Morabel. And sent back the other way by Edge. Wu. Faison. And the cross from Durand headed away. Bradiger wins it off the boot of Quadros. There's 4 players to find in the box. That's a good run, play to the top. This is Bradiger, and his shot was blocked. Good hold-up play from Core. And Core has the defender draped around him. And somehow able to fight off the challenge of Wu, and a nice little spin to create space for himself. Gets it inside to Goodwin. BJ's making the run. Goodwin has a crack, and it was just tailing away from goal, but a good counterattack from Arlington. Well, BJ might not have gotten that ball, but it was his diagonal run that created the space for Goodwin to shoot. As you see here, Goodwin realized he had the space and stepped into it. Just unable to test Velopoulos in the NCFC goal. Oh, North Carolina FC, of course, affiliated with the USL Pro team and the NWSL team as well in their first year as a club. And what do? They make their way all the way to this national championship match. That's quite an achievement for this NCFC side. as they're looking to take the trophy here at the under 16 level. BJ wins the header. Inside for Goodwin. Core's making a run inside. Instead, it comes over for Quadros. Quadros shimmies past the challenge and then played it behind the run of BJ. Well, the good news for them, though, is it will go out for a throw-in in the deepest part of the field rather than a goal kick. This one over Durant, over Faison as well. And Cudi Pietro pops it to the top of the box. Core shielding Madrid. Madrid able to poke it away from him, only as far as Quadros. Core, back to Quadros. And Quadros was looking for the last ball, but nobody was making the run. And it's into the hands of Velopoulos. Madrid, here's a look at that opportunity. It was a lovely 1-2 between Core and Quadros. I'm not sure whether or not he was looking for the return run from Core or whether it was poked away from him. Nevertheless, it's a throw-in for NCFC on the far side as we head towards the 26th minute of play. Out for BJ, who's seen a lot of the ball in the early going. Good patience from Goodwin. Faison watching him. Ross. Cudi Pietro over to the far side. That's a good job to fly forward from Nicholas Pine. And this will be a free kick for NCFC inside their box. That's good work from Edge and Burkhart there for NCFC. And coming out to take this one will be Velopoulos. So free kick in the 26th minute. What has been a very evenly played match so far. Cudi Pietro, and flying forward is Core. He's stolen in between the center backs, but his shot is blocked by Madrid. Second attempt, saved at the near post by Velopoulos. Rolled out to Angelo Madrid. Inside for Durant. Had three players hassling him. And then the foul will go against Durant. So it's Cudi Pietro who's stopping the attacks before they reach that Arlington back line once again, who wins the free kick. He's gonna dust himself off and take it as well. Wants everyone to get to the top of the box. It's a good ball into the box, but winning the first header is Madrid. And it's gonna be kept in. And cleared away by Edge at the top of the 6. It'll be a throw-in for NCFC. Sittiger won it on the far side. Alexander fighting for it. It was taken away from him. And rolled over for Burbage. Inside for Goodwin. Scooped over the top looking for Core. And Madrid able to hand it away. Wu gets it back. And a foul is called inside the box, so it'll be a get-out-of-jail free card for NCFC in the 28th minute. And a substitution for NCFC as well. As Samuel Durand is going to come off for NCFC. So he makes his way over to the bench. And it's Alexander Burnside who's going to get his first action of the match. Velopolis wanted to play it quickly. Referee Alyssa Pennington saying wait for Burnside to get in position. Now she gives the go-ahead. Madrid in the 29th minute. It's a good run from Kyle Burbage.
Right here.
Forward for Court to chase. He's able to get the body position on Madrid. Goes down. And the foul will be called by the assistant referee. Good work from Cora to win the free kick, and it was spotted by the assistant referee number 2 on this near side, Omar Tinoco.
Kyle, I got it.
And so it's Ku Di Pietro who's coming over to take as the NCFC defense gets into their positions to defend this free kick.
Let's go, John. Let's go, John. Come on, Bernie.
Ku Di Pietro has Burbage in support if he wants to play it short. On this one, you feel they're going to want to play it like a corner kick and just whip that ball in. Two-man wall for Velopolis. Ku Di Pietro service, it's a good one! And the header just over from Core. The man who won the free kick, so close to scoring off of it. As it'll be another change for NCFC. And it's going to be Samuel Siniger to come off. Core just couldn't keep his header down. Could see he was stooping a little bit. And when you stoop like that, it's hard to get your header from going up in the air. So new sub onto the field for NCFC. Burbage, dispossessed by Faison, but it's off of him last.
Get it back, Devin. Get it back.
Ku Di Pietro. Morobel gets it inside. Ku Di Pietro for Burbage. And tried to help it along the line for Goodwin. Faison with a loose touch. But it's won back by Bradiger. Headed away by Pine. And a smart header back to Pine, who will guide this back to his keeper. And Barros. Ross. Goodwin looking for options. Burnside did a good job to get back and square up to him. Goodwin was able to get around him, but couldn't get by Cabot, who wins the goal kick for NCFC. So we're inside the final 9 minutes of this first half. Won by Burbage. Now Madrid getting back in front of him, and Burbage will be whistled for the foul. Madrid gets it forward, and the offside flag is up over on the far side. As it was Estrella who came back from an offside position to receive the ball. Quadros got a touch, just enough to keep Alexander from flying down the far side. But it will be a throw in for NCFC, and another substitution will be made as well. As it's Jackson Burkhardt who's going to come off. It's a first touch for the sub. NCFC chiseling their way down the far side. So they have another throw-in. And this one asking a lot of core. As Madrid comes over and will guide it back to Velopoulos. Faison wins the first header. But DiPietro steps in. Forward for Core. And that's an important intervention from Cabot. And Burnside can't get around Morabel. Quadros. Out wide for BJ, who has switched sides with Burbage. And this shot is nothing to concern Velopoulos. So it'll be a goal kick for NCFC. It was a good job to get into that space. Good support as well, an ambitious effort. That had the pace, just not the precision to test Velocifus in the NCFC goal. Header won by Burbage. Cabot over the head of Alexander. There'll be another change for NCFC. This coming off is going to be Faison. So Devin Faison is off. Checking into the game is Tyler Anderson. Driven forward, and Ross is there to mop up. Barros out for Ross. Across for Pine. Inside the final 5 minutes of the first half, plus whatever stoppage time deemed necessary by referee Alyssa Pennington. Lovely switch from Morabel on this near side. It was a good move down this near side. A great little ball out wide for Burbage, just overhit his cross. Arlington have good build-up play. It's just the final product that's lacking. So it remains 0-0 heading toward halftime. Quadros wins the header. BJ, Quadros. Cora can't get it past Wu. He'll get it forward for Anderson. Out wide for Burnside. He has it taken off of his foot. It's a good job coming back to win that ball by Jonah Garufi. And another change to be made by Arlington Soccer Academy. So Matt Goodwin will check out. Oh, he's been impressive in the center. Matt Goodwin driving the attack. And on is Diego Guzman. Thrown for Cudi Pietro. Morabel. DiPietro continued his run. And the cross just a bit too far for BJ on the far side. And it'll be another goal kick for NCFC. There's more good work though on this near side by Jonah Garufi to win that ball and get the cross off. So another goal kick for Samuel Velopoulos. Inside the final 2 minutes of the first half. Flying through is Anderson. That was an important interception from Pine. Anderson shot is blocked by Ross, and it's sent clear. Only as far as Cabot. Inside for Taylor Anderson. Oh, and just a bit beyond the reach of Anderson, otherwise he would have been in. And Barros will clear. Cabot's header. And space for Kenneth Eamon to bring it forward on the far side. He loses out. BJ working on Eamon. Cuts inside of him. This is BJ into the box. And his last touch was just a bit too strong. But a great slaloming run from BJ.
Good work, Taylor.
So goal kick for Velopolis as we're in the final minute of the opening 40. It's Cabot's header. This is Connor Cabot looking over the top for the run of Estrello. Milchoa. Cabot is able to win it at the second time of asking, but he's whistled for the foul against Garufi, and it'll be a free kick for Arlington. And there's going to be 4 minutes of stoppage time. And Ochoa is going to leave this one off for Kuti Pietro. Oh, we'll change that to 1. That makes a lot more sense. 30 seconds have already elapsed. Can Arlington steal the lead before the break? This is most likely the last attack of the first half for Arlington, and didn't have the necessary trajectory on the ball. Now is there a chance for one last foray forward for NCFC? Not when Quadros is around. Off of Morabel. Forward by Kuti Pietro. Ochoa. Wu lobs it into the air. And this will be a free kick for NCFC. It's the minimum 1 minute of stoppage time has already elapsed. Forward by Madrid. And that will do it for the last action of the first half as it finishes NCFC 0, Arlington Soccer Academy 0. We're going to step aside, but we'll be back with you for the final 40 minutes and extra time if necessary here at field number 4 in Frisco. At the break of this U16 final, it's NCFC Elite 0, Arlington Soccer Academy 0.
It was 1935, the year that Elvis and Sandy Koufax were born. It was a year of many firsts, including the first NFL draft, the first Monopoly board game went on sale, Social Security began, and Babe Ruth hit his last home run. In addition to these milestones, the National Junior Challenge Cup was founded in 1935, offering a youth competition for young men in the United States. The cup was later named the James P. McGuire Cup, after the late U.S. Soccer president, who himself was quite a standout in his earlier days, winning the U.S. Open Cup in 1929. McGuire would lead U.S. soccer and earn an international reputation as an excellent leader.
The Jim McGuire Cup was started in 1935. It was the only cup that the United States Soccer Federation had for youth players. And it was a very good competition, and I can tell you, I mean, this was the highlight of my soccer career to be a champion in 1954.
This storied cup, now the oldest trophy in youth sport.
It has a history, it has a meaning, I think it has tradition. So I think it's extremely important for our competitions, for all the age groups that kind of emulate the McGuire Cup.
Winning the McGuire Cup is huge, just because all that history that comes along with the oldest trophy in youth sports period, that's really big for us.
Who will write their name in the next chapter of the storied McGuire Cup?
All set for the second half between NCFC and Arlington Soccer Association. My apologies for calling it by the wrong name in the first half. It'll be Arlington to get us back underway. Referee just making sure that her assistants are ready. The final 40 minutes of the 16 and under national championship is underway from the Toyota Soccer Center in Frisco, Texas. We're coming to you from Field 4, the RAV Field. Is this one too far ahead of Core? And it's Madrid who will guide it back to his keeper. Madrid skips by the challenge of Quadros and into Alexander. Little touch out wide. A lovely one-touch passing to open up space on the wing for the cross. Alexander was flying into the box, but instead it's cleared. Back to Bradiger. Edge. And the offside flag is up. And the referee will wave it off as it goes into the hands of the keeper. Morabel's clearance. Core helps it on. Headed down by Edge. Quadros. Core, back to Quadros. Quadros skips past the challenge. Clipped into the box, Core is in! Just unable to redirect it on target, but a lovely move from Arlington, almost getting the game's opening goal. Wonderful work from Quadros at the top of the box, and a beautiful ball in for Core. Just couldn't pick out the upper near corner. And we remain 0-0 in Frisco. A wonderful run made by Core. That's so close to opening the scoring. This one intercepted by Dickens. Still going Dickens. Unable to slide it across for Core, but it will be a throw-in for Arlington Soccer Association. Goodwin turns, drills it across. A good job to get back from Cudi Pietro, but it's going to be a free kick going the other way. Miguel Estrella was brought to ground. Take a look in, and he comes in from behind, but he does get the ball, Cudi Pietro. Nevertheless, it'll be a free kick for Estrella and NCFC. Forward for Quadros. BJ taking off to his right. Quadros over the top for the run of BJ. BJ has outpaced the back line, pushed off the ball, still going BJ, and making the save is Velopoulos. Correction, it's Olsen in goal. That was a great save from Olsen. Core slides it in the channel. Quadras. Offside flag stays down. This one played across. And it's just a bit too tall for Dickens. Buckman trying to put it back into the center. And forward for Estrella to chase. Ross will take it out wide. Estrella hot on his heels. And it's inside for Kudipietro. He's unable to weave his way through. And this free kick will be against Kudipietro. Let's look at this ball over the top. And BJ showing his pace. And Edge doing just enough. Still BJ able to ride the challenge, get the shot off, but it was well saved by Olsen, who replaced Samuel Velopoulos at halftime. Madrid has options. He elects to flight this one into the box, and the keeper will come out to take. And Gabriel Barros not at all happy with the challenge from John Alexander. And Alexander is going to be showing a yellow card. And there's why the yellow card was shown. Barros wasn't at all happy with that. So the first yellow card of the game issued to John Alexander. Pine will play it across for Ross. That's Garrett Ross to bring it forward. Thumped into the head of BJ. Cushioned header down, but it's won back by NCFC. Intercepted by Goodwin. And then won back by Gradiger. Durant. It's poked away from him by Bachman. Dickens gets it inside to Quadros. Over for Goodwin, who will sleep it out for BJ, who had to come back for it. And Alexander will win it back. He has his pocket picked. Goodwin, Core, Quadros to run. Sweeps it out wide for Dickens. Has a step on his man. Dickens pulls it across, and it's hooked clear by Madrid. Duran gets it forward for Estrella. And nodded clear by Pine. That was a nice little move by Dickens to open up that space for himself and tried to play it across the face of goal, but well stationed was Edge to make that clearance. And Bachman will be whistled for the foul as he went up over the back of Estrella. Good sportsmanship by Kudipietro to come over and make sure that he's okay. There's the foul. So it's going to be a free kick for Connor Cabot. He'll swing this in with his left foot. He's going to look to have it land either on the penalty spot or the back corner of the 6. Hey, Cabot, that's a good ball in. And Barros punches to safety. Sent back across. And crept just wide of the far post, but it's kept in. And Gradiger's cross is cleared out. Madrid is back to mop up. The pass looking for Bradiger's cutout. And it's Dickens to run. And Core was trying to hold his run, but he left just a split second too early. And so it'll be a free kick for NCFC in the 50th minute. It was a great ball played in, and Barros came off his line and then sent back in, and it was nervous moments for Arlington, and then played back in and well cleared by the defender, who was in the perfect position to cut that cross out right at the edge of the 6. So it'll be another free kick for Edge as he pings it forward. Quadros wins the header on Bradiger. And Wu will overtake for NCFC. Back to Wu. Wu's pass cut off by Core. Core opens up the space for himself. Will slide it inside. Quadros. Coup di Pietro. And he'll spin and drives it into the feet of Goodwin. Goodwin running at the defenders. Little touch out wide. Player goes down at the top of the box. Nothing doing, says the referee. And Anderson will play it back. NCFC will get it clear. Then Ross in a foot race with Estrella. He'll get there first. And he'll clear it down the line. Only as far as Anderson. And pinged into the box. And the header just over from Samuel Durand. Oh, Durand applauds the cross. This is a wonderful effort. And Durand did well to make that run and get his head on it. Just couldn't keep his effort down. Oh, this is a great cross fizzed in. And Durand just couldn't get his head over that ball to direct it downwards. So it'll be a goal kick for Barros. And he'll play it out wide for Nicholas Pine. Over for Garrett Ross, the hero of the semifinals with both goals against Solar. And they look to go over the top for Quadros on the far side. And will go out of bounds, landing on the Arlington Soccer Association tent. That shields the sun from those players on the bench. On Cabot's throw-in. Core. Neatly slipped inside by Coup di Pietro for Quadros. And he'll circle back with it. This is Quadros again. Alexander policing him. And a nice cushioned header into the feet of Quadros. Goodwin. Core. Well, Buckman was streaming down this near side. He wanted it. Goodwin. Nice little move from Goodwin. Trying to carve open the defense at the top of the box, but they're wise to it. And it's NCFC to go the other way. Looking over the top for the run of Estrella. Just a bit too far ahead of him. And Barros will roll it out to Ross. 53rd minute, still looking for this National Championships opening goal. Quadros sidesteps the challenge, slides it out wide. This one dinked across, and it's cleared away by Edge. Goodwin, and looked like it hit off a hand, but I think it was more ball to hand than hand to ball. In my opinion, the referee got that one right. So this one played back in, and it's allowed to skip across, and it's finally scrambled clear. Bachman gets around Durand. Inside for Core. Is unable to shake the challenge, and he'll go back with it into the midfield for Coup di Pietro. Alexander sticks him. And this is Alexander to come forward. Estrella is running against Ross. Now Estrella holds up. 2 players arriving in the box, but it's cleared away. Estrella. And Estrella pushed to ground, so it'll be a free kick on the far side for NCFC. Chance to open the scoring from the set piece. U19 championship last night between Baltimore Celtic and Golden State saw 3 goals scored off of set pieces just like this, with the ball pumped into the box, and then after a bit of pinball, it was put into the back of the net. Can NCFC open the scoring in a similar fashion here in the U16 championship? And in fact, this one is going to be brought forward about 10 yards. Usually the ball is moved back 10 yards. So it's Josh Bradiger who's over the dead ball. Bradiger teases it in. Barros punches to safety. Good goalkeeping by Barros. So confident off his line. Eamon. Oh, that's a great cross. And still something might be on for NCFC. Cabot shot, and Durand just missed it. Well, Durand was unable to get on the end of that one, but he's making good runs into the box to find himself in these positions. Arlington have certainly been warned. And to be fair, it was just behind him. He had to turn back for it. That is not easy. But I love the runs that Samuel Durand is making for NCFC. Ross. And this is going to be an Arlington throw-in. Cudi Pietro. Core looking to run. Core dancing his way into the box, comes out, tries to get the cross off. That was good defending from Eamon. And Buckman gets it back to Pine. Inside for Cudi Pietro. Ted Cudi Pietro over the top. It was a good first time ball in from Quadras. Cudi Pietro slips it into the pocket for Quadros, back out for Buckman. Buckman, Quadros. Along the ground for Dickens, who goes down and wins the free kick. I've been really impressed with the movement off the ball and then the work on it by Dickens. And it's a free kick in a dangerous position. There's a change about to be made by NCFC. As Dickens was brought down by Wu. And so Burnside getting set to check back in, as he's going to replace Chavez Mendoza. Apologies, it's Chavez Mendoza who's coming in for Burnside. Nevertheless, a free kick for Cudi Pietro. He's put in some quality services. Is he going to go directly for goal from here? 4 men in the wall for Olsen. Cudi Pietro couldn't get his effort to come down in time. Estrella will come off for NCFC. Kudi Pietro swept the other way by Eamon. Wu over the top. And Morabel missed it. And this will be a handball against Cabot. So it'll be another free kick for Arlington. So we've reached the hour mark in Frisco. 0-0 between NCFC and Arlington Soccer Association in this under-16 championship. Kudi Pietro quickly rolls it out wide. And Arlington will hit the reset button. Pine out wide for Kudi Pietro. Everything going through him as he gets it in the box for Core. And his header will roll out of bounds for a goal kick. Be a throw for Durant. And he'll leave this off for Kenneth Eamon III. He gets it back to Edge. And Edge was strong in that challenge that came in from Goodwin. And this is Bradiger. And rolls it along for Faison. Core plays it forward and away by Madrid. Durand gets his head on it. Alexander leaves it back off for Durand. Gets around Maribol. Durand has a go. Was right into the breadbasket of Barros. And he'll quickly roll it out. Core's pass intercepted by Faison. Quadros skips past Gradiger and then is brought down by Faison. Quickly taken by Kudi Pietro. This is Maribol. Inside, Maribol continues his run. Maribol! Pushed to safety by Olsen. It's a great run from Josh Maribel from his outside back position, and he bought out the best in Garrett Olsen. What a save that is from Olsen at his near post. And not only the ability to make that save, but the strength to push it around the far post, rather than putting it back into the middle and giving up a juicy rebound. But it is a corner kick for Arlington. Quadros. He pumps it in. That was a good idea, but unable to redirect to goalwards. And it will be a goal kick for NCFC. And this is a club that is in its first year as NCFC, but it was formed from Castle, which for many, many years has been a huge powerhouse in U.S. youth soccer. Got a chance to win a national title under the NCFC brand in their first year. Buckman. Core. Quadros. Goodwin. Steps inside of Faison. Gets it out wide. This is BJ! Just missing. Oh, so close to find the game's opening goal. They're knocking on the door, Arlington. Just look at that for a pass from Goodwin. Sliding it inside for BJ, and he did it right, lifting it over the keeper, but just couldn't pick out the far post. And then Quadros was unable to keep it in. Wu brings it down. Cudi Pietro scoops it over for BJ. BJ can't get by Cabot, who wins the free kick. Inside the final 15 minutes. And still 0-0 between NCFC and Arlington Soccer Association. As we have a change, it's Durand who's coming off. And Durand will be replaced by Siniger. So one Samuel on for another. Durand off, Siniger on. This one played forward, was over the head of Bradiger. Good hold of play from Dickens. One back by Chavez Mendoza. And coming forward is Alexander. And that's textbook one-on-one defending from Bachman. Quadros did really well to get that back to Cudi Pietro. Over the top for Core. And he's able to help it along. And it was looking for the run. The attacker, but out of bounds it goes. Siniger will leave this one off. Eamon. Inside for Wu. A lovely skill to elude the challenge of Quadros. Now Wu playing it into the channel. That was a bit too far for the run of Chavez Mendoza on the far side. And now it's Arlington to make a change. And it's Dickens who will come off. It was a great shift from Dickens. And so Kyle Burbage will check back in. It'll be a goal kick for Gabriel Barros. He's made some important saves on balls played into the box. He's come off his line well in a mass of bodies to punch it to safety. BJ did well to keep that in. Quadros back over the top to BJ, and the offside flag is up. That's a great job by the NCFC backline to step up in unison. And it was offside, well spotted by Joe Franks, the assistant referee on the far side. Course header. Saved on the far side. BJ has only Burbage to find in the center. Somehow is able to pick him out, but coming across to make the clearance is Edge. Great reading of the game there by David Edge. It'll be another thrown for Arlington. It's perfectly slipped inside, but Edge read it all the way. Good anticipation from the center back. This one cleared by Cabot, headed back the other way. Goodwin, he pops it over the top. And Morobel will be whistled for the shoulder barge. Amoro Bell has been so impressive getting up from his right back position. Have to be able to cover the entire length of the field, wing backs, in today's game. Amoro Bell has done just that. Sprayed forward, headed away by Bachman. Di Pietro. Over the top looking for the run of BJ. Brings it down, is poked away from him, and then stabbed out of bounds by David Edge. But it'll be another corner kick for Arlington, their second of the half. Inside the final 10 minutes of regulation. Played across the box. Bachman is up. Just mistimed his jump. Inside for Bachman. Gets by one and can't get by the second as it's cleared away by Eamon. Now they're pressing for the game's opening goal, Arlington. And too far ahead of Bachman. And Core apologizes. It'll be a throw-in for NCFC. A break in play as Arlington making a change. As Joe Core is going to come off. So fresh legs onto these field for the final 8 minutes as it's Diego Ochoa who checks in. Di Pietro. Bachman. Di Pietro. Oh, it's a lovely piece of skill from Burbage. Battling with Wu, and Burbage will be whistled for the foul. Bachman gets it inside for Di Pietro. Able to get inside of Wu. Ochoa. Goodwin. And showed too much of it to Cabot, who gets it clear for Siniger. And Ross is there to get it back to Barros. Barros' clearance, right to Faison. Inside, and Alexander was flying forward, so that was an important intervention from Pine. Eamon slips inside of Burbage. Now it's Eamon looking to run, and he has the ball taken off his foot. Stepping in is Madrid. Madrid into the feet of Faison. Wu. And Siniger loses out. Over the top for BJ to run. And this will be a handball off of BJ, so it'll be a free kick for NCFC on the far side. And it will be the North Carolina club to make a change, as it's Benjamin Wu whose number's up. And so Wu will be replaced by Taylor Anderson. Anderson finished out the first half, on to finish out the second. Chavez Mendoza intercepts. Quadros sauntering forward. Holds it up and waits for the run of Goodwin. Goodwin at the top of the box, and he's squeezed out by Chavez Mendoza. And then Goodwin grabbed the wrist of Chavez Mendoza, and that's where the free kick comes from. Inside the final 5 minutes of regulation, will stoppage time and extra time be needed to decide a winner here between NCFC and Arlington Soccer Association in the Under-16 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championship. Chavez Mendoza, and Pine gets there first. Burbage unable to keep it in, so will be a throw-in for NCFC. This one left off for Eamon. Burbage's clearance, and there's space for Goodwin. Babbage has room to run. BJ. Quadros. Maribel. A good ball to the near side from Morabel. Bachman, good DiPietro. Lovely skill to elude the challenge. This is out of bounds off of Alexander. And now Ochoa whistled for the foul. He's going to get a talking to for yelling at the referee. That's good refereeing from Alyssa Pennington. Understanding that emotions are running high, so it'll just be a talking to. As that was Ochoa's first defense of the game. So we're into the final 3 minutes plus stoppage time of this final. Will extra time be needed to separate these two sides, or will we find a winner in regulation? Gradiger won the first ball, but it came for Bachman. Slides it into Burbage. He's unable to get around Eamon. Bachman's throwing. Burbage. And that was a good ball played forward from Bradiger. Intercepted by Pine. Bradiger's pass is cut out. But it's won back by Faison. A great sliding challenge coming in from Pine. But it will be NCFC's ball on the throw-in. Inside the final 2 minutes. And a good job by Quadras not to allow that ball in from Eamon. It'll be a throw-in for NCFC. As a new ball will come over from the far side. So it'll be a throw-in for Eamon. Eamon looking for movement ahead of him. Siniger dispossessed. Cudi Pietro. Inside for Burbage. That's a nice turn from Eamon, but he runs out of real estate, and it will be a throw-in for Arlington as we're into the final minute of the 90. BJ tracks it down on the far side. Morabel overtakes. Driven into the feet of Ochoa. He'll roll it off for Quadros. Final 30 seconds before the board for stoppage time goes up. Quadros overran it. Chavez Mendoza overtakes. Letting it run was Anderson, and it allows Arlington to take back possession. And Anderson atones for his error, winning it back for NCFC. And Garrett Ross will let this roll out of bounds on the far side, as there will be 2 minutes of stoppage time. Is 2 minutes enough for either side to find a winner, or will we need extra time? Bradiger brings it down. And good reading by Ross, and he wins the free kick. Into stoppage time. Still looking for the game's opening goal. Played across for Burbage. Out wide for Ochoa. He clips it in for the run of BJ. BJ spins, and BJ shot deflected. So close to the winner in stoppage time for Arlington Soccer Association, but it will be a corner kick. This was a great ball in him, did so well to spin. Cabot, that is tremendous defending to get the touch. And what an important touch it was. Into the second minute of the minimum 2 of stoppage time. The in-swinger doesn't beat the defender at the near post. Curled only as far as Morobel. Gets it out wide. And this one comes in, and it's well held by Garrett Olson. Pine won't get there in time to keep this from going out for a corner. It was Ross rather. Take a look at the other end. That shot came in. And Olsen did well to deal with it. At the other end, it's going to be a corner kick for Faustino Chavez Mendoza. This will be an in-swinger from the near side. Chavez Mendoza has to get the service right. Played across, put back, and the flag goes up to signal that that ball did in fact go out. Well, 80 minutes couldn't separate these two sides, and we will need overtime between NCFC and Arlington Soccer Association as it finishes 0-0. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with you for overtime right after this here on the US Youth Soccer YouTube page. extra time, and if necessary, penalties to decide the winner between NCFC and Arlington Soccer Association, as neither side could find a goal in the 80 minutes. So 2 extra time periods, no golden goal, and if still tied at the end, we will have penalties to decide the 16 and under national champion. As it'll be Arlington Soccer Association to get this extra time period underway. Ochoa, unable to get it to Cudi Pietro. And long searching ball over the top. Looking for the run of Durand. He'll get it back to Cabot. He's done an excellent job in his outside back position, and that was a great ball into the feet of Samuel Durand. He's unable to bring it down, and it took a touch off Durand on the way, so it'll be a throw-in for Arlington. Durand looking to run. Is unable to get around Morabel. And Morabel wins the throw-in for Arlington. Cabot goes to ground. Referee playing advantage. Chavez Mendoza unable to slice his way through the defense. Wu spinning. Durand was going for the curler, and this will go all the way to the far corner. Inside for Ochoa. And Burbage making the run down the far side. It's in a foot race with Edge, and Burbage did enough to have Edge force it over. It went off of Burbage last, so it's going to be a throw-in on the far side for NCFC. So this one well shielded by Corey. And now the referee is going to pull this one back. And it'll be a free kick for Arlington. So free kick in the first extra time period. Cudi Pietro teases it in, takes a backward header, and skips out for a corner kick. First corner kick of this extra time period, as we are in the 3rd minute of extra time. And swung in, keeper stays on his line, the header goalwards, and cleared by Cabot. Ochoa, he has a go. And it had the keeper worried for a moment, but it will be a goal kick for Garrett Olson and NCFC. So it was fancy footwork from Ochoa, and that shot just not dropping in time, but you could see Olson was worried about it. Samuel Durand looking for this goal kick to come to his head, or is looking to get him behind on a flick on, as Olson will take. Popped on by Chavez Mendoza. And this is Durand. And Durand was crowded out by 4 Arlington players. The space is open on the far side. It's a lovely first touch to get it in the direction he wants to go by Henry Marshall. And this is Marshall. Marshall, top of the box. Ochoa slides it inside and was looking for the run of Jonah Garufi, but it's cleared away. Played inside for Ochoa and cleared right back to Marshall. And Marshall will spin back with it, and Arlington will recycle their runs in the 85th minute. Popped over the top looking for the run of Burbage. Ochoa shielding. Has two players policing him. Ochoa gets it across, but he overcooked it. And it'll be a goal kick for Olsen and NCFC. Olsen pushing everyone forward. Goal kick, the 86th minute, first extra time period. And this one driven. Faustino Chavez Mendoza tried to help it on. Ross gets a touch. Durant sends it the other way. And Pine will pop it into touch. Faison wanted it inside. Instead, it's going to go a bit further forward. So it's played over the top. And that's going to be a grab of the jersey by Durant. So Cudi Pietro will take it. And this will roll out of bounds for a Cameron Cabot throw-in. Connor Cabot will get it inside for Madrid. Madrid unable to slip past the challenge, and it will be Arlington's ball. Core gets it across for Marshall. And Henry Marshall unable to track it down on the far side. Chavez Mendoza gets it back. Faison. Angelo Madrid gets it inside for Benjamin Wu. Skips over his foot. Cudi Pietro. Garufi. Plays it into the channel. Is looking for the run of Ochoa. It's a step late in taking off. But he does enough to force the throw-in off the boot of Madrid. Quickly taken by Morabel. Garufi. And intercepted at the top of the box by Bradiger. In the 88th minute, NCFC looking to go forward. Over the top for Siniger. Has two Arlington players for company. And he does well to win the throw-in on the far side. That's Burkhart's throw-in. Siniger shielding. There'll be another throw-in for Burkhart. And the flag is up. So the assistant referee spotted an infringement. So it'll be a free kick in the 89th minute for Nicholas Pine. He'll get it off to Garrett Ross. Bradiger gets it back. Inside for Faison. Over for Wu. And Garufi did a great job to get back and force Wu to turn. Oh, what a touch that is into the path of Wu. Played to the top of the box, but there were no takers in a white jersey. Now Ochoa hesitated. Connor Cabot. That ball over the head of Durant. So Barros will take at the top of his box. 90th minute. As Burkhart will track this down on the far side, and we'll get it back to Olsen. Over for Madrid. And Madrid looking to go over the top. Loose ball comes to Wu. Forward for Duran, skips past the challenge. Getting back to make the tackle is Cu Di Pietro. Wu intercepts. And it'll be a free kick right at the top of the box for Benjamin Wu and NCFC. So we're into the 91st minute, and Arlington want to make a change. As Wu did a good job to shake off the double team and was taken down once he broke through it. Three men in Barros' wall as he's looking to have that last player even with his near post. So it's Bradiger who's over it. Well, Arlington have two players who want to come in. Gonna have to wait till the next stoppage in play. Bradiger punched away by Barros once again, as he's done with most balls played into his box, and he's done it well. Madrid, and just beyond the reach of Burkhart, and out to seize on the loose balls, the keeper. Durand, Wu, Cabot. What can Connor Cabot conjure up here? It's a great ball to the top of the box, and it skips off the head of Durand. And Barros will pick it up rather than letting it run out for a goal kick. 93rd minute. Into the final 3 minutes of the first extra time period. Core. Burbage. And Burbage will be whistled for sticking his arm out on Bernhardt. So it'll be a free kick for Jackson Burkhart and NCFC. And now the changes will be allowed to be made for Arlington Soccer Association. As you can see there, just sticking the arm out. As Garufi will come off, as well as Burbage. BJ is back in. Faison, Wu. I think he was looking for Bradiger, but it will work out. We'll move Peters out at the feet of Cu Di Pietro, but it's right back to Burkhart. Well, they've possessed the ball well in this first extra time period, NCFC. And we'll go out for an NCFC throw-in. Ochoa. A great job by Burkhart to get back and head it to Edge, who will give it off for Garrett Olson. He'll roll it along for Angelo Madrid. Madrid over the top, was looking for the run of Chavez Mendoza, rather played it behind him. And this is Core. Inside for Joe Core. Was looking to go over the top. And it'll be a throw on for Buckman on the far side. There's going to be 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of this first period. So we head toward the 95th minute. Crossed in, BJ's there! And BJ opens the scoring in the 95th minute! It took the full 80 minutes and the full first 15 minutes of extra time, but Arlington Soccer Association have their noses in front. What will the response be from NCFC as BJ has opened the scoring for Arlington in the last minute of the first extra time period? Took 95 minutes for the game's opening goal. Sometimes all you need is one breakthrough to open the floodgates. And this will be cleared out by Ross, and it'll be a corner kick. Can NCFC equalize before the extra time break? And the referee not happy with some of the extracurriculars going on inside the 6. So she's going to pull out some players and tell them to relax. So we're now into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. At the end of this first extra time period. Can NCFC find the response? It doesn't get the flick on it needed at the near post. And that will do it at the end of the first extra time period. Arlington Soccer Association have the lead on a 95th minute tap-in from BJ. The teams will go into the break. It'll be a quick turnaround. And then the final 15 minutes. And penalties if necessary. So a quick break up here in the booth. So the teams will get a quick drink of water. We'll switch ends, and we'll be back with you for the second extra time period. At the extra time break, it is NCFC 0, Arlington Soccer Association 1. This trophy will have to wait a little bit longer for either Arlington Soccer Association or NCFC to claim it. But it's Arlington who have their noses in front, as it took 95 minutes to find the game's first goal. And it was BJ who got on the end of this cross, a deft touch to slip it in at the near post. And after 95 minutes, finally a side landed the first blow, and it was Arlington Soccer Association who took the lead. So 15 more minutes for this Arlington side to hold on for the national title. 15 more minutes for NCFC to find an equalizer. And can they hold on for what would be their first clean sheet of this tournament, Arlington Soccer Association, and claim the title? Or will NCFC find a way back? So we are back for the final 15 minutes in this second extra time period, and we will have penalties if necessary. Well, it's been a tense match for these fans. Samuel Siniger over the ball for NCFC. And Siniger unable to save it on the near side. Thrown for Bachman. And the high pressure from Siniger pays off, and he wins the free kick. A bit of extracurriculars between Siniger and Bachman. And Bachman will receive a yellow for kicking the ball away. And so it'll be Connor Cabot to take this free kick, as there was the foul. Left his foot in just a bit too long. And then that's where the yellow card came from. Barros has been a boss in his area on most of these free kicks. Has come off his line to punch away from the traffic. He'll have to deal with it again. Connor Cabot to whip it in. And the whistle goes. Cabot approaches, swings it in. And getting his head on it was Morobel. And so it'll be a corner kick. And referee Alyssa Pennington wants it taken on the far side. So now Cabot's gonna have to make a long run all the way across the field. And in fact, he's just gonna throw it over. So first corner kick of extra time for NCFC. What can the Raleigh-based club produce here? Well, it's a good ball in, just over the head of Durand. And it will roll out of bounds for a goal kick. 98th minute. Siniger working on Pine. Good shielding from Siniger. And he plays it out of bounds. And so it'll be a goal kick for Garrett Ross. It's the hero of the semifinal with both goals against Solar, Now looking to keep the clean sheet for Arlington. And it would be enough to win this championship as they have a 1-0 lead. Dickens. Dickens wins it, works his way into the box. Dixon trying to get to the eye line. He goes down, and the free kick will go against Dickens. And now Olsen being told to play this ball back at the spot of the foul. This was Dickens who was the guilty party. Off the chest of Kuti Pietro. It's been a good battle between him and Wu. As Durand nudges it forward. Popped over the top looking for the run of Alexander. The man who scored in the semifinal looking to turn provider here with a ball into the box. And Bachman able to get it clear. Will be a throw in those. We're in the 100th minute. And NCFC looking to make the first change of the second extra time period. And it's Edge who's going to come off. So Edge is out, and Miguel Estrella checks in. So midfielder, 4 defenders. They look to get more bodies forward, NCFC, as we're into the 101st minute. Alexander slides it inside, and Siniger is offside. Pine plays this free kick short to Ross. Driven forward by Bachman. Dickens to chase. And it was a good doubleheader from Burkhart. But it's Ochoa flights it to the far side and headed away. Otherwise, BJ was on the prowl. Alexander chasing. Barros out of his goal, and anywhere will do. So he almost smacked it into our cameraman, Felipe. And now a yellow card will be issued for kicking the ball away.
Get this on time.
Jackson Burkhart pointing to his wrist, and the referee saying, I got it. She'll add time on at the end of this one. It wasn't that clearance. It's this clearance after the ball had already gone out. Burkhart. He'll battle his way through one challenge. Can't get by the second, though. This will come all the way back. Madrid with a velvet touch to bring it out of the air. Played forward, looking for the run of Bradiger. And he'll be shielded off by Bachman as this will go out of bounds for a goal kick in the 103rd minute. And now it's Arlington who will make a change. So it looks like Barros is going to leave off this goal kick to be taken by Garrett Ross. So it's Ochoa who's going to come off. Ross's goal kick. And throw in for Burkhart.
I'm here.
Bradiger. Picked off by Kuti Pietro. And it's played forward looking for the run of Diego Guzman. And Guzman just unable to keep it in. And now there's a player down behind the play, and it's Matt Goodwin who's struggling. So the temperature starting to rise in Frisco, and we've played over 103 minutes. This Goodman looks to be okay. Alexander. Alexander had the goal in a 2-1 win over Arlington in group play, but it's Arlington who have the lead here in the final. Olsen for Alexander. Bachman gets it forward. That's a beautiful win from Guzman. And this one swept away by Burkhart. And good sportsmanship from Faison, helping him up. Thrown into Dickens. Oh, it's over the head of Ross. Him and Piner there, and Ross will look to get it out wide. Well, he played it right into the middle. Wu gets it out wide. And 3 players to find in the box, but Morabel won't allow the cross off. He'll have to defend again. This time the cross does come in. It's intercepted by Ross. Garrett Ross to bring it out of the back for Arlington. One back by Faison. Into the middle for Estrella. And pinged over the head of Siniger. He's just unable to chase it down. It'll be a goal kick for Arlington as we're inside the final 5 minutes of the second overtime period. Can Arlington hang on, or will NCFC Elite force penalties? It's great shielding from Burkhart, but he's crowded out. Dickens. And he'll look to just take it to the corner. Bundled over by Madrid, and he wins the free kick. And more seconds will tick off this clock for Arlington. Well, the fact that there's only 2 players in the box means they're just going to take it to the corner. And the offside flag is up. So it's the keeper who's out to take it. Olsen gets it downfield. Header won by Kudi Pietro. Burkhart launches it down the line, and it's cleared away by Bachman. They're 3 minutes plus stoppage time away now, Arlington. Have to do the defending here. It'll be another throw in for Burkhart. This is John Alexander. Burkhart. Alexander. Bradiger. Burkhart to play in the cross, and it's cut out by Goodwin. Faison steps inside of Quadros, but it's won back by Guzman. This one stays in bounds, and Guzman has it poked away by Faison. Inside for Bradiger. Alexander somehow able to muscle his way through Alexander, shielded off the ball. The keepers come out and just crowded out in the end and thumped clear. Inside the final 2 minutes. And Madrid into the box. Bachman's clearance only as far as Burkhart. Burkhart to send it back toward the danger area. And it's Morabel who gets his head on it. Now it's BJ back doing the defending. Trying to get it upfield. BJ rides the first challenge. And still going BJ. Into the middle for Goodwin. Rolled along for Quadros. And the flag stays down. Dickens works his way inside. Dickens shot. And it's rolled into the arms of Olsen. The final minute 15. Pine able to get a foot on it. Alexander to send it the other way. Smack clear by Ross. But Bradiger wins a free kick. As Goodwin, the guilty party. So the free kick called against Cudi Pietro. As Bradiger, who won the free kick, will come over to take this. Will Josh Bradiger tease this one in, or will he have a shot on goal himself? Final 30 seconds before the board for stoppage time goes up. Bradiger clips it in. It's a good ball. It's played back in and hooked clear. Back for Burkhart. And Cudi Pietro gets his head on it. It's a 3-on-2 going the other way. And Burkhart with an important intervention. And played into the space as we are into stoppage time. 2 minutes will be added on. 2 minutes for Arlington to hang on. 2 minutes for NCFC to force penalties. Quadros can't get to it. Madrid to quickly take this throw in. And Alexander crowded out, but he wins the throw in. And it's Estrella to take it. Inside for Wu. They've got to get it into the box. Wu, that's a cheeky ball. Back to Burkhart. Alexander at the byline. And into the arms of Barros. 1 minute of the minimum 2 has elapsed in stoppage time. Barros looking to keep the clean sheet that would hand Arlington the title. And now there's a player down behind the play. I believe it's Burkhart who has an issue. Or Buckman, rather. And so Buckman will need to stretch out his calves. Some more time will be added on after the minimum 2 minutes as Buckman was struggling. And Quadros just angles the free kick toward the corner. BJ headed it back across. And Madrid able to get it forward. And here is Buckman. And pushes it up for Dickens. He can't get around Burkhart. Alexander looking up top for the run of Siniger. And anywhere will do for Garrett Ross. Estrella's throwing. Alexander played in the box from Siniger. And Barros will let this run. Arlington Soccer Association is the U16 national champions as they outlast NCFC in extra time. A 95th minute goal from BJ, the only thing separating these two sides in a tremendous final, but the title is heading to Virginia. And congratulations to both sides on a wonderful campaign, and to NCFC for a tremendous final. And congratulations to Arlington Soccer Association, who will take the trophy back with them to Northern Virginia. The U15 final is coming up next, but for now, from the U16 final, I'm Mark Serber saying so long from field number 4 at the Toyota Soccer Center in Frisco, where it finishes after extra time, Arlington 1, NCFC 0.